Well, I think my first impressions on coming back was that I missed like everybody, and it was good to be home, but at the same time I missed waking up to Yelanesi saying good morning sunshine, and Diana hurrying us up at like 10 a.m. walking. I missed all that, and I also missed gelato. I think Jacob's the expert in gelato.
I think the main difference is that gelato has much less air in it than ice cream, so it's like much fuller and thicker. And then in Italy, I believe the gelato store will have fresh gelato every day, so that makes a big difference in the flavor of it.
It's not a lot, but it's sort of icier than ice cream.
A lot more flavorful.
Like yogurt, kind of. But cold. Sticky. It's very sticky to the consistency of it.
It's just different.
And it even had grapefruits on top of it. Or the fruit, it was made out of like mango or cocoa, and it had it on top of it.
If you got kiwi, the kiwi ice cream has seeds in it. That's how fresh it was. It's so good.
Yeah, Jacob talked about gelato, I think, from the moment we started meeting.
Oh, gelato!
Right. And, it was kind of hard to understand. I think that was just, a cool thing to, for him to have that experience and be, that excited about it, and then we all kind of share that excitement and like just kind of, yeah.
You realize that there wasn't one way of thinking, that you're not always right on everything, but you came to respect everyone else's opinion on everything, even though you were thinking completely different things. You were just okay with it because they were.
And then you realize how much people traveled, because before we went, I thought it was going to be we, the Puerto Ricans, and then the Italians. But when we actually get it, was a lot of people, like the Americans were there too, and different people. So it was kind of shocking that there could be still many people interested in art overseas that can, come in.
Anytime you travel, it's there's can be complexity to traveling. There's certain stresses and things that you worry about. But then when you travel with a group, it's kind of magnified. But these students were no problem in terms of directions and keeping up and that kind of thing. But for me, it was just important just to see their perspective.
Perfect inches, but some of it's really old. And like in the Coliseum.
Their ideas, I guess, of what's possible and where they can be, on their own someday, or where they can, visit, again with their families or what have you, just to kind of have those things opened up to them was kind of an exciting part to this trip for me. And like Jacob said, just having them interact with a group of people, different, their peers in from a different culture, and to embrace them and come out of those shells that are, sometimes that can be difficult to, break through. And when we meet new people or are in new places or away from family for the first time, but it was, just seeing all of those things kind of happen. Were real positive points for me and things that I'll remember.
Well, I had traveled to Italy a few times and to Venice, but it was when I was younger and I was on my own, so never in a large group like this before. And I was really interested in seeing Rome and Venice through the eyes of the students, because for most of them it was a really new experience. Jacob had been there before, but this was a different way of approaching the trip. So, and I think I was struck by how people were communicating with one another, different modes of communication. Through language, Italian, Spanish, and I know you guys probably learned a lot of Spanish while you were there. Sign language, Yoruba, right? So just different ways that the students were sharing through language, and multiple ways. Okay, so how would you say this in Yoruba then if you had already said it in Italian and Spanish? So I thought that was great, and people were really open to that. They wanted to learn different languages and share. And then also sharing through music. Even I know you guys thought that maybe language would be a barrier, and it really wasn't as much as you thought it would be. But sharing music, playing games. There were, well, we went to the beach one day, so even if there was a barrier with language, you could still, through physical exercise or doing other things, or there were, it was really the meal times, I think, where people would kind of sit next to someone they hadn't before, and they were able to decompress and really have fun and share things about the day. So, and I know that there were games that went on during those times. It was just really interesting to me, the different ways that the students were sharing things from their culture and then learning about the other cultures from those students. So.
Okay, we're waiting to go to the Biennale for the first time. Kind of excited.
I think it's kind of going to be exciting because we have people to guide us and show us everything. So I'm looking forward to it.
Tiffany?
Yes, I can't wait. I've never been. No.
Hi, we're eating now.
The U.S. Pavilion.
Awesome. I know.
I was truly amazed with the track and field.
Military glory and both the physical glory of like an Olympic runner or a professional runner. And the word track and field refers to both the athletic performance or event of a track and field race, as well as sort of the tracks and field involved with a war and the tank that is involved in going across the tracks of a tank and of course the battlefield.
That pavilion was basically amazing.
Unbelievable. It was amazing. It was like I was like speechless when I saw the gymnastics thing.
A mí yo no la puse porque me cobraban mucho. I didn't put my card in though. Yeah,
Me too.
they were to charge me a lot of money.
Yeah, they would have.
What stood out in today's experience?
The thing that stood out to me was the American Pavilion and the German Pavilion with the guy with the lung cancer.
Memorable for you guys about the trip?
The most memorable part of the trip itself for me was on our last full day in Venice when we went on like a day-long tour of the lagoon in a boat. We saw the islands of Murano, but also just spent a lot of time out on the lagoon in the boat and just going around. I think that's a day that'll stick with me pretty vividly for a long time. It was a good time to be alive and everything, so.
That last day was something I think that we'll all remember. Our guide had set up that on our first evening there and our last night we would eat at the same restaurant called Permisi Sposi, and the send-off was really spectacular. To see the glass blowing workshops on the island of Murano. But throughout that entire day, the Italian students had prepared cakes for us, and we carried them, or helped them carry the cakes wherever we went on our travels that day. So we were able to have cake on the boat during the day, and they had made another one for that evening at the restaurant.
That last day, we all knew that it was coming to an end, so we made it the best thing that we could possibly have made it. We just wanted to be happy and have a good last day, because we were all knew that it was time to go home.
The most beautiful vista that I had was maybe on top of the Peggy Guggenheim Museum, and the sun was starting to set just out over the lagoon, and we're just snapping pictures and just seeing the water, glistening.
It's on the Grand Canal, right?
Yeah, right along the Grand Canal. Yeah, I think that was visually probably one of the most beautiful days that I had witnessed while I was there.
I'm still thinking about the last day, that day when we all sat there and ate our last meal, it made me think about the first day we ate at the Sposi restaurant, and like none of us could eat that much when we first got there. We left everything, and then the last day we were like, is that all? Is there no more food? Like we had gotten used to eating so much in Italy, and it was just really sad, and we all got so close to each other, and it was really memorable for us. It was hard to say goodbye, but I know that if I go back, I have somewhere to go with them.
The last day was really kind of sad and happy, because we've learned a lot and we've kind of bonded with each or every one of them. I didn't expect to miss them so much, but like I really do, because even the last day, some of them I still really get close with them, because Davide, I didn't really talk to him that much, but the last day I was like, yeah, we really need to talk, and we kind of get to know each other a little bit, and we talk, and it was really very sad.
And I think that that's a really important part of their lives, is eating with people and talking with people, is just spending more time with the people that they care about in their lives. So that really, the meals brought us together. I think that there's a reason behind eating so much over there, is because they spend time with the people in their lives over a meal.
Hello everybody, my name is Alberto Argueta Jr. I'm here at the IMA right now, covering the Venice Biennale story that's happening right now and taking place in Italy. We have 4 American students covering this event, and this is their story.
Yeah? Chicken? What kind of chicken?
And I'm standing here wishing I could eat some right now.
Start over. Go.